Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is LORITATA and my dog is nosy about what is going on outside. Say hello, Lulu. I'm starting my intro a little different this time, and I actually just had to film it a second time because I always say, hi, my name is Lori and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay. And today I have to say, hello, my name is LORITATA and I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay. I really feel like this was the month that I crossed over. I know I talked a lot in my intro video a few videos back when I introduced myself and I was celebrating my 1-year anniversary. I talked about all the things that I was doing, but what I didn't mention was that in the past year I've been a nanny for a beautiful baby boy, and I wrapped up that job at the end of July. So August and most of September, I spent more time than usual on my reselling business. And I looked at my numbers this month, and I also looked at the hours that I put in. I pretty much officially crossed over to a full-time reseller. And I really think that YouTube has upped the number of hours that I'm spending on reselling because of the time it takes to make the videos and such. But yes, I am working full-time at this. Not a 9 to 5 because a lot of time is spent working at night and on the weekends and early mornings. But overall, I'm definitely doing about 40 hours a week. So I just figured I would start with that. It feels weird to say that, but I'm very excited to be doing this full-time. So with that, I am going to let you know that this was my best month on Poshmark. My gross total sales, so gross sales is what my actual selling price was. Doesn't include the fees that Poshmark takes, and it doesn't include my cost of goods. But my gross sales on Poshmark were $3,540.20, and Poshmark takes Poshmark takes 20% of that. And then if I also offer discounted shipping, which I do probably to about 10% of my sales, it looks like took the discounted shipping this month. That's an additional $1.80. So none of the items did I give free shipping to. So that just gives you like an overall feel. I had my highest sale ever on Poshmark this month. And I also had my highest sale ever on eBay this month. And the sale on eBay was my highest overall sale ever. So I thought I would share that with you first. So the $3,540 that I made on Poshmark does not include the sale of this piece right here. So back in February, I found this Moncler down jacket at the bins. It has been in my closet since February, late February, and I have sent out many offers on it. I've played around with the price, but I listed it around $350 initially, and then I had it at like $299. I think I listed a little bit higher on Poshmark or eBay. I've messed with the price. Anyway, it finally sold on eBay for $225 to somebody right here in Massachusetts, and she loved it. I was really nervous about her getting it. I wanted to make sure she loved it because I had washed it and some of the down had separated a little bit, but I noted that in my listing. But she loved it and she gave me a great review, so super happy about that. The next sale that I will talk about, I'm obviously digging right in with my top sales this month. But the other thing that I spoke about, if you follow me on Instagram, I am LORITATA1973 on Instagram. I posted about this Gunnysacks dress, and I also mentioned it in a recent haul video. But this item sold for $149 on Poshmark, and literally I listed it. I took a shower, I came out, and it was sold. So it could have sold in seconds. I'm saying it probably sold within 10 minutes of the time it took me to shower and check my phone. I was blown away, and the story behind this is great. So if you haven't seen it, it's my cover shot on the thumbnail, the image of this dress, that my daughter wearing it. So if you want to go back and watch that video, it was a great story behind that. So $149, I paid approximately $2.50 for it. I mention that only because I did pay up for quite a few pieces this month, and I thought it was important to share that because I did a lot of shopping at estate sales. So I'm going to talk to you about that. Oh, the Gunnysacks was not my most expensive, my highest price thing. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. I purchased these John Fluevog booties at Savers of all places in the glass case, and they were $65 at Savers. And the only reason I had ever heard of this brand was because, like all of you watching my video, I watch resellers all the time. And I'm pretty sure it was Savannah on Street Savvy who introduced me to this brand. Would have never been on my radar. But John Fluevog, I saw that they had these booties, so I ran some quick comps, and most of them were selling at around $100. I had a 20% coupon, so it cost me $52 to purchase these shoes at Savers. That was my upfront cost. I went home, I believe I listed them for $225, and I got an offer for $190 within days, maybe even one day. I'm not really good at tracking exactly when, but it was 2 or less days that I got an offer for $190 on these boots. So I accepted. The payout on the boots after the 20% tax was $152. So funny enough, I paid $52, so I cleared exactly $100 on these boots in no time. So that was an incredible flip. I was really excited. I actually have 9 or 10 items for you in my top highest price sales because I had a lot of high priced items this month for me, which was great. So next on the list, I sold, we're gonna go down in price here. And a lot of these were posted on my Instagram stories because I was super excited about them, but I sold these Kobe sneakers that I found at Savers. And I paid up a little bit for these. I think I paid like $12, which is more than I typically pay for sneakers at Savers. But just at a glance, I knew they were very special and they were like brand new. The comps on them were a little bit higher. And there is an app called GOAT, G-O-A-T, that was recommended to me by one of my son's friends to sell sneakers. I think if I posted it on that platform, I probably would have fetched a little bit more money. But I had them on eBay and I had them on Poshmark, and I got a lot of offers that were lower than $100 that I didn't accept. And I got this one guy who messaged me and was like, honestly begged, was like, I love these so much. This is all I can afford. Can you meet me? We went back and forth, and we ended up settling at $120. It was a little less than I wanted to sell them for, but it was still a really wonderful profit for me. So this was one of those win-wins. I mean, he got a good deal on these sneakers considering what I saw some of the comps for in the condition they were in, but I was happy to pass that along to him, and he was very appreciative. So that was $120. The other item that I sold that was above $100 were these Frye Boots, and the style is the Melissa style. I was at an estate sale, and I don't think I did a haul for this video. I'm not sure if I did, but I went to an estate sale and I picked up these boots. Most of the boots that were a brand name were marked extremely high. I'm talking like $70 at the estate sale. These were Frye Boots, which I recognized right away because I actually paid retail for my own exact version of these boots, and they are by far my favorite boots that I own. Anyway, they had these marked for $18. So I scooped them up, I shined them up a little bit, and I believe they sold overnight, and they sold for $115. I listed them for maybe $130 and I got a $115 offer. It was a super fast sale. I paid $18 for them. So after their 20%, you can do the math. But that was a great sale as well. I was happy about that. All right, now I think that's it for items that sold in the $100 range. This next item I purchased for my trip to Italy. It was a Johnny Was all silk, oversized like caftan pop over top. Not a caftan because it was over, I guess more like a tunic. It was gorgeous. I brought it to Italy with me. I don't even know that I ended up wearing it. I just didn't love it on me, but I was excited to find Johnny Was when I was shopping. And I knew that I would be able to flip it if you know, if I didn't want to hold on to it. So I wore it once or twice at home. I brought it to Italy, didn't wear it in Italy. And then I came home, I listed it for $100 or $99, and I got an $80 offer on it. So I did accept. So while some of my numbers are 80, 100, 190, I did pay up for a lot of things. It just so happens that my top two numbers were things that I didn't pay up for. So I guess I got lucky there. So that sold for 80. They would have taken 20% from that, so they would have taken $16 and I paid $40. So I was in this piece for $56. So I didn't even clear $30 on it, but I was still happy to sell it. This next item was actually a great flip. I purchased this Taylor Swift Reputation sweatshirt, and I wasn't really sure. I mean, I know band tees are huge, but I have some Taylor Swift fans in my life. Hi, Anna, if you're watching. But I knew there would be someone who would love this if I couldn't sell it for the price that I wanted. So I ran some comps. It wasn't a sweatshirt that was readily available or sold online. And the comps on ones that I did see were really good. And someone had it listed for like $200. Anyway, I listed mine for, again, 100, 125. I don't even know where I was. Lots and lots of likes. I sent out offers, as I often do. And then one random day, I got a $70 offer on it. And I was so excited to take it because I bought this at Savers on like a half off day. And I think Savers had it in their active wear department. And it was marked $3.99. So I paid $2 for this sweatshirt. So I was ecstatic to get $70 for that. All right, the next piece was something that I bought a while ago, last December. No, I take that back. I bought it in April. And it was the first time I found this brand. The brand is Draper James, and it was this beautiful cape style jacket that zipped up in the front and a gorgeous plaid. And I had it listed for most of the summer, and I listed it relatively high. I think $89 I had this at. Couple lowball offers, not lowball, but you know, like half price offers, but you know, I still would have made a profit. I bought this in New York City, and they definitely passed over the brand without knowing it because they had a lot of things marked up at the Goodwill in New York City. This they had only marked for $8. So I ended up taking a $65 offer on this, and that was a great flip. The last two pieces I'm going to talk about, Corky's, my new favorite brand. I just sold a pair of Corky's yesterday in a bundle, and they sold for approximately $60 in the bundle. But these Corky's boots, I paid $20 for these. I found these at a Goodwill store in Worcester, and I had, again, not known the brand Corky's, probably heard from a few sellers, definitely street savvy. But the first pair of Corky's I found were at the bins in that tremendous shoe haul I had a while back. And they sold, I had a pair of slides that sold within a couple of days. So I've been on the lookout for Corky's, and it's spelled Kork-EASE. For a while I was looking for CORK, so it's KORK, Corky's. So I was checking out at Goodwill in Worcester, and I noticed these great looking boots behind the counter. I asked to see them. Well, I asked for the price on them first because I could tell they were beautiful. They said $20, and then I said, can I just take a peek at them? She handed them to me. They were Corky's. I had just sold the slides. It was an easy decision. I bought them, and then they sold very quickly for $70. But again, I paid up for those. So a lot of these items in this best priced category, highest priced, I did pay up for. So $70, Poshmark would have taken $14 if you take 20% plus the $20 I paid. So I was in these for $34, so I cleared $36. Okay, and then two items sold for $60. One was this Patagonia Fleece. Again, I won't keep going over all the nugget numbers, but I paid $28 for this at an estate sale. Sometimes I just like having brands in my closet that I know is going to drive traffic. Patagonia is definitely one of those brands. It was also my daughter's size. I figured if she wanted it, the $28 would have been worth the investment. So bought that. It sold for $60 in like 2 weeks. And another item, and the last item I'm going to mention in this category, sold for $60. And I listed this as Hit Your Stride skirt from Lululemon, and it was a leopard skirt. And a general rule for me is anytime I see Lululemon in a leopard pattern or camel prep pattern in any article, I pick it up, whether it's a tank top, whether it's leggings, a jacket. If it's camo or if it's leopard, I will pick it up. I mean, let's face it, I'll pick up Lululemon a lot of the time. Leggings, I'm getting a little more picky with, and tank tops, but if it's in good condition, I'm gonna grab it. So I paid $20 for this skirt, which I was so annoyed at an estate sale, but it sold for $60. I had it priced at $88. I ended up taking a $60 offer. I got 2 or 3 $40 offers on this skirt. In the end, I ended up only getting a 4-star rating, and the person who bought it said it wasn't the Hit Your Stride skirt. And I looked on Lulu Fanatics. I thought I had the right match. I need to revisit it and see. I was a little disappointed with the 4-star rating, but if it wasn't what I actually sold, I understand. And what she said was not the Hit Your Stride skirt, but I love it anyway. So 4 stars isn't awful, but I felt badly that I may have falsely advertised the style of the skirt. I thought I had it, but anyways, that wraps up my highest priced sales. I'm going to filter back too, because I don't think I mentioned that during this month, in the month of September, I sold 101 items on Poshmark only. I had a couple of other sales on eBay, but I didn't record them because really the bulk of my business is on Poshmark. It just so happened that I had that huge sale on eBay. So I sold 101 items, and my gross total was $3,540.20, like I mentioned. So my average selling price this month was $35.05, which is up almost $5 from the month of August. So I was really excited about that. And I do believe that some of these higher priced items that I paid up for this month accounted for some of those sales, and certainly accounted for some of the high numbers. I like to always give a few details in my what sold videos. So I wanted to mention that I had 17 sales that were $20 and under. And I think the lowest priced item I sold was $12 or $15. I sold 7 bundles this month, and I sold my biggest bundle ever. I had one bundle, a 10-item bundle that sold for $190, and I was so excited about that. I also thought it would be fair to mention that I sold like 4 or 5 items this month to viewers from YouTube, which that number is growing. And I think it's important for me to mention that in my videos. I'm so appreciative. Thank you to everyone who purchased something. And of those 4 or 5 people, I think like 3 of them were good sized bundles to viewers. So appreciative. I had one direct sale to a viewer that's not included in these numbers either. But I do think that I should mention that only because I'm sure my YouTube videos are probably helping my sales a little bit. But the bulk of my sales are not to viewers. Okay, so moving on to, why don't we do my top selling brands? I love this section. Last month, my top selling brand was Lucky Brand, and I had 5 pieces that sold from Lucky Brand. And funny enough, this month I sold again 5 pieces of the 101 items were Lucky Brand, and 2 of the 5 items were in bundles, which I thought was interesting, but it was not my top selling brand this month. This month, my top selling brand was Lululemon, and I sold 7 pieces, 7 Lululemon pieces. 6 were women, and 1 was a men's style that I found. And then the second top selling brand, I sold 6 Free People items. So 7 Lululemon items, 6 Free People items, 5 Lucky Brand items, and then things kind of fell off. I noted that I had 2 American Eagle sales, but I sold 2 Eileen Fisher pieces. I sold 2 Corky's pieces. I had a lot of 2s, so I thought the Lululemon, Lucky, and Free People were good ones. All right, let's do my By Felicia section. For those of you who have not watched any of my videos, I have this section called By Felisha from the Ice-T movie that is just an expression to express my deep gratitude for these people, for these pieces finally exiting my closet. Things that have hung around for a while or for whatever reason, I'm all done looking at. I am not not sad to see them go. So I have 5 pieces to mention this month. And the first one I'm going to start out with is this crazy green onesie. And I thought this was really funny to mention because I said in one of my previous videos how my father like scolded me for having this in my closet because he shares my closet every morning. In case you didn't know that, he does a full closet share for me every single morning. In this green onesie, he was horrified that I would ever even purchase it. Well, this was like a thing with celebrities, I would say, you know, maybe 5 to 7 years ago, because when I looked at the comps, when I first picked this up, there were some really good comps, but they were old comps. But anyway, this had once sold on eBay, probably 10, 11 months ago, but the person didn't tell me they were an international buyer, and it was before I was familiar with or turned on the global shipping program that I now love and do on eBay when I am selling on eBay. So they were from another country. They kept asking me to turn on the global shipping. It was like a $30 sale at the time and it wasn't worth it, but they actually bought it before they asked. And I indicated that I had no international shipping. So it really hung out in limbo for a while and was a little bit of a thorn in my side. And prior to listing it, I noticed that there was a little stain on the back calf of one leg. And it was like, oh my gosh, this piece. I was just going to donate it, but I thought it was unique enough that it was worth relisting on Poshmark. So after months of sitting in my pile of items that weren't getting listed, I finally listed it. And then a buyer came through with a $20 offer. So I was so happy to send that off to the buyer. They were really excited. The next item I am mentioning, because you all know how I feel about kids clothing in my closet. I always sell a couple pieces every month, but this mini Bowden sweater had a lot of pills on it. It was almost like that boiled wool feeling, but it was from the Roald Dahl series, the author of children's books, and I thought this was a unique piece. I got it at the bins. It probably cost 50 cents, and I ended up sending it out with a $15 offer with discounted shipping. So I cleared, maybe $10 on this piece, but I was happy to see it go. The next thing I'm going to mention in my By Felicia section, I was really happy to see this piece go, but it wasn't because I was like sick of looking at it. It was because I got so much interest on it and just nobody ever really sent an offer. So truth be told, I had it listed very high for a while. It's this oversized Free People cardigan sweater, very bulky, chunky, and I had it listed for $99. And the reason I listed it for $99 was because I listed it in probably the hottest week of the summer. And I listed it high in the off chance that someone would want to purchase it for the full price, but also because I knew I could readily send offers to likers and not worry about it. If I sold it for a high price, great. And if it sat for a while, I knew it would sell in the fall. I'm going to do a video soon about my system and how I send offers to likers, because I have a few quirky things that I've picked up along the way that I just like to do, just part of my routine that I want to share with you. And I use that strategy on this sweater, which I'll talk about at a later time. My daughter's home, so Lulu's gonna go greet her and she's probably gonna bark. So anyway, making this a very long story, and I apologize. As you know, if you know me, I have a very chatty style with my What Sold videos. But anyways, it ended up selling for $50, and I can't remember if I sent an offer for this, but I did lower the price eventually to like $68, and then I sent an offer out, and it finally sold for $50. So probably could have hung on to that all winter because it was a super warm sweater, but it was a great style. I had a nice stock photo on it, so it went for $50. I was happy to see it go. The next item that I was happy to say goodbye to was this orange pair of Franco Sardo sandals. They sold for $18, and I was really excited to sell these for 2 reasons. One, because Franco Sardo isn't like this Bolo brand in my experience. I did pick these up at the bins. I thought they were an adorable pair of sandals, but we are moving out of summer. and they were a unique color, which could also work to my advantage, but I didn't feel like they were like a neutral shoe that could like go with anything. So I was happy to see them go because we are winding out of summer, and I thought $18 was a fair price for a pair of shoes that I got at the bins. So happy to see those go. And the last piece that I'm going to mention in my By Felicia section was this American Apparel yellow striped shirt. I had high hopes for this shirt. It actually ended up selling for $25, which I think was either what I was asking at the time or a very fair offer. I can't remember, but it sat for a while. And the reason I thought this was going to sell sooner was because it was a Kardashian modeled shirt. Maybe people just don't like the Kardashians. I have a good American pair of jeans that has sat for a while. I have another jacket that Chloe wore that I haven't sold, but it's relatively new. And then this shirt sold for $25, but sat for a while. But I was really happy to see that go, and it did end up going for a good price. People say American Apparel is like a thing. I haven't had the best experience with it. I would say it's about average, maybe a little bit below average performing in my closet. But if I like the piece, I'll still pick it up. I've sold a few. Okay, fast flips. I'm gonna go through this one quickly because a lot of my fast flips were also my highest priced items that sold this month. So the Gunnysacks, I mentioned, minutes. This is one that it sold for $55, so it wasn't quite in my highest selling price category, but I got this Burberry polo shirt at the Goodwill store in Worcester, and it was just rolled out on a rack, and it was marked $5, and I listed it for $65, and I got a couple lower offers, but I got a $55 offer within 2 or 3 days within the week, and so I sold that. That was a fast flip. The John Fluevog shoes that sold in a couple days. The Corky's slides that I got from the Goodwill outlet, those sold very quickly. And then this piece right here, you all know that that Ibex is one of my favorite brands to sell. I actually found this piece in the bins. It was on a day that wasn't great, but this was probably my best find of the day. And had it, I can't remember what I listed it for. I'm sorry that I always forget that. I just have my sold price here. But it sold for $65 and it sold in a couple of days. I love, love, love finding Ibex. I have one piece in my closet though that has really just been sitting for some time. I'm almost wondering if I should relist. And then the last flip that I wanted to include here, I had a few fast flips, but I didn't include them all. I liked this Wilson's all leather fanny pack that flipped for $20. It sold pretty quickly. It had a few flaws on it, so I listed it at maybe $30 or $28, and I got an offer for $20 really fast on it, so I accepted that offer because it was flawed. And it was just one of those pieces. It was really soft leather. I knew it was going to be a good sale. I actually, no, I didn't get that at the bins. I think I paid like $2 or $3 at whatchamacallit, Savers. So I was happy to flip that. So I'm going to end this video with some surprises. Sorry. You can call them bolos, you can call them a surprise, but these are 5 items that sold in my closet relatively quickly and for $30 or more that I didn't necessarily think I was going to either sell it that fast or get that much money. So those are the 2 things that I'm focusing on in this. So the first thing I'm going to mention are 2 pairs of jeans. And the reason I'm mentioning these are not because they're not brands that typically sell great, because they are. I'm mentioning them for the style. So I got a pair of Madewell and Free People, 2 separate pairs of jeans, and they were like an elastic waist with no zipper, just pull on high-waisted jeggings. One was in a size 10 equivalent and one was a 12. I think they were like a 30 and a 31. So I'm mentioning these because they were not in the denim section. I got them at Savers and they were kind of in like the knit legging section, so not the athletic section. They were just like in the pants legging section, or maybe they were even just in like a slacks pants section. And they were both marked really cheap because they didn't have the zipper and they just didn't look like a whole bunch. So one was marked like $4.99 or $5.49. It was something like that. And then of course I never shop without my 20% coupon at Savers. So the two of them ended up costing like maybe $9, but more like probably $8 with my discount together. Both of them sold for full price. One sold for $30, one sold for $35, and they both sold within like a week or two. And I was really impressed with that. So maybe be on the lookout. We're always kind of on the lookout for Madewell jeans, I think, well, at least I am. But be on the lookout for these jegging style pants that you just pull on that don't have a zipper. They may not be in the jeans section. They may be in a different section, one, and marked for less money. So I thought that was like a fun tip to share because that surprised me that they sold so quickly. This brand, I've sold it once before, and that's why I included it here. I got this new with tag. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for it because it was new with tag. It was just this pretty leather clutch. The brand is Latico, Latico. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I think I am. I got a $30 offer for this, and I was really happy with this. This is one of those pieces that I figured I may sell over 4 months and maybe sell it for like 20 bucks. But I picked it up because it was new with tag. I like to have new with tag pieces for Q4. So that surprised me. The next piece, remember when I did my little jeans thing where I was really focused on listing tons of jeans? I had a bunch of jeans that were unlisted and mixed in my regular inventory. I had these jeans that I picked up and I paid probably around $7 or $8. It was when I first started. The brand is Citizens of Humanity. I don't sell a lot of this jean. This particular style had this unique pattern and I liked it, but when I went to list it, it had this teeny I guess hole, but I don't even know if you could like see through it, right in the hip area. And so I pulled them when I wouldn't list things that had flaws, and I thought I would stitch it, or I thought, oh, I can't list this on Poshmark, maybe I'll list it on eBay. So it sat in my death pile forever. I finally listed it. Obviously noted the flaw, no big deal at all, and they ended up selling for $35. And that was a pair of jeans that was just sitting in a death pile for a really long time. So I share that because they sold for a lot, in my opinion, with a flaw, and they sold relatively quickly once I finally listed them. Another piece I had to share, I recently had my haul to that Fluevog that had all the new with tag Lularoe pieces, and I paid on average like 50 cents per Lularoe item. And within a week, this black and gold Lularoe, I think this is the Carly dress. I'll correct myself when I do the editing if that's not the style of this dress. And somebody mentioned that this was the elegant style. It had that the like bronze label as opposed to like the rainbow colored label, and I thought it was maybe a holiday edition, but someone told me that it was the elegant line. I'm learning more about Lularoe. Anyway, it sold for $30, so there, Lularoe still sells, but I thought it was worth mentioning because it sold quickly and it sold for more than $30. The next one was one of these like sleeper items. The company is called Toad & Co., formerly Horny Toad. And it was just this very basic. And I was surprised about this because it was basic, but because I got a lot of likes, a couple questions, people asking for, specifics about it, and it ended up selling for $32. I must have had it priced around maybe $40 or $38. I don't know if I gave discounted shipping on that. Let me know if it bothers you if I don't include all that. I tend to give you the product more than whether or not I gave $1.80. I think I did do it to about 10% of my sales. But anyways, I was surprised. This did not sit for very long, and then it sold for $32. And it was one of those pieces that I figured I might sell in a bundle because it was so basic. And the last item that I got was this Diane von Furstenberg silk blouse. Obviously, she's a good name. However, this piece was flawed, and it was an older label, older style, but I thought it was this beautiful print. I wanted to mention this sold for $30. I got it at Goodwill. I think I paid $5 or $6 for it. I'm mentioning this because a trend that I'm seeing this fall are like the satiny, silky blouses, some that tie at the collar, or some that are vintage, empty hangers, showing a lot of them this time of year, and B. Jones style is really into them too. So it's not a style that I've paid a lot of attention to, but I'm starting to pick them up more and more, and certainly this piece did very well. So I wanted to mention it for that reason. So that wraps up my long what sold videos. You know these are never quick videos, but I got it in under 40 minutes, so that makes me happy. I hope everyone is doing really well. I'm really enjoying my full-time status on Poshmark and eBay, and enjoying the sales that fourth quarter and a lot of listing and hard work are bringing. So anyway, are we in officially fourth quarter yet? I don't know if it's official, but I hope everyone's having a wonderful time with listing and shopping and selling and all that fun stuff. And a big shout out to everyone who's at Posh Fest. I hope everyone has the best time at Posh Fest, and I'm really looking forward to hearing all the new updates that I know all of our awesome resellers in our community will share with us when they get back. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Mwah.